Alright, what's going on everyone? My name is Tom from Dreadlabs. It is a Friday afternoon, 3 p.m. here in the Netherlands. It is April 30th already, it's almost May. And I thought today we're gonna go and do something that has been highly requested on my channel. Something that I'm personally not really like the best at. I feel I can like try to show you guys a thing or two, you know. We're gonna make some live logos, live letters, or at least we're gonna try to. And you guys can hang out here and ask us questions, or ask me questions, I guess, during the live stream. I'll try to explain everything as I go. But yeah, keep in mind before any of you guys start thinking that I'm like a professional logo designer. I am not. I do this like on... this has always been a hobby of mine. So this sketchbook, this is all like non-professional stuff. I did some client work with letters and logos and stuff like that, but I never like had any like lettering theory. So yeah, don't take my word for it, and we're just gonna see where to go from here. So what's up, Skinny? How are you guys doing? So yeah, the first thing I want to know from you guys is how has your week been? And a quick question for everyone watching live right now. Is the audio okay? Because this is the first live stream with background music, so I hope that's okay. Should the volume be lower? Should the volume be higher up? Let me know. What's up, Memo? How are you doing? So the logo we're going to design is for a concept. And the concept is called Exoterra. And we're going to see how we are going to form this logo today. What's up, Pigeon Beats? Oh well, you really woke up this early to watch it. That's so cool. What's up, Pigs God? Okay, or Moonish. How are you doing? Okay, let's just write down the word first. So yeah, the gear I'm using, it's a Moleskine notebook, a dotted one, as you can see, and a mechanical pencil. And I'm not really sure. Maybe I should like see if I can make the... Okay, so I hope you guys can still hear me. Otherwise, I will make it a little bit... I will make my mic a little bit more sensitive. So yeah, because now I can just like look down on my sketchbook here. So yeah, the Dutch people already can see some Dutch words in here. This is something that I worked on for Kabi. But yeah, this is an unused proposal, I guess. Yeah, let's just write the word down and see how we should like place our letters and stuff. So Extinct and DS are asking if I'm Dutch. So yeah, I am. So I'm just gonna go with like 2 dots in height. I'm also not really sure yet what kind of logo I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna write it down first and we'll see afterwards. So yeah, the spacing is obviously the worst right now, but I was just like looking okay. Maybe we should place the words under each other or like next to each other. And if we want to go for symmetry, I definitely want to go with 2 rows here. So EXO at the top and Terra at the bottom. But let's see what the width is here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we can kind of like make it... yeah, we can kind of make it so that the words or like the letters are the same width at the top and the bottom, but then the spacing would be kind of weird. What's up, Hafiz? I hope I pronounced your name right. What's up, Jordan? How you guys doing? We're just gonna check what happens if we place them like one at the top and one at the bottom. And I'm just gonna like a random experimenting with like the dots, and that's why I like this dotted notebook. You can get like the guides that are already there. So for example, I can now determine if I want this E, for example, I want this like outer line. If we go for symmetry, image symmetry, of course. The nice thing is the X is like in the middle one, and it's also a symmetrical letter, which is nice. And we can kind of like maybe see if we can match these guys up. So what we can probably, for example, do now is the E here, and let's see. So kind of want to see if I can like continue these lines here. So and like the outer line is here, it goes like so from here to here is like one of 2 spaces up and 2 spaces to the right. So we're gonna do the same thing here. So we should kind of like see if we can determine like the letter O in here. So and now now that I see it, okay, so this is not really like working out for me because the roundness of the O kind of like exceeds this space here, so this looks a little bit more spacious than here. So I want to see if we make the E a little bit bigger. That helps. Or perhaps we should like go with less spacing, or maybe like more less extended typing, maybe. Not really sure. So what's up, Druval? I hope you will learn something today, and if not, I hope you at least still feel inspired. But yeah, we kind of want to like have the shape here consistent, you know, if I want to have the symmetry in here. But yeah, this is something that we already learned a lot from, because this spacing here needs to be almost like the same here, and if it's not like the same dots, we need to have it visually. But as I drew these circles, you can already see that the O here is traveling through this circle, but the E here isn't, and that's why the like spacing kind of doesn't work out here. So yeah, let's just continue with the Terra, because I think we can also do like some kind of interesting stuff there. I was wondering if we can like make it so that the R's like are kind of matching up here. We can mirror one of the R's. So you one block here, and then half a block here to the... Okay, so this should be a little more straight. This should go down here. And it's all like super forgiving in this phase because we're still sketching. You know, that's the point of today's like live stream as well. Like we're not here to make like a perfect logo on Sketch. That's not what we're gonna do here. What's up, Jack? How are you doing? What's up, Excessive Noise? How are you doing today? Yeah, so it's good to have you guys here. But yeah, how was your week? Yeah, what does your week look like? You know, what did you do? Maybe you had some cool clients, some cool work to do. Maybe you had like a week off and you could do some really creative stuff. Now that I look at this doesn't look like the same. So this should be more towards this way. Okay, so we have the R's now mirrored, but as you can see, this is like the middle letter is the first R. So the way we could solve this is see if we can squeeze these two together in the same space as the letter A. So maybe if let me just sketch either like a real quick A, because I'm not really sure yet. This is nowhere near the final design. So I've kind of sketched out a guideline from here. So with the A here, it goes just like 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. So I'm just doing that right now to see, okay, this is the same line as the A is going inwards. And yeah, let's see if we, like, if it makes sense to have a T like this and an E like this. And yeah, as you can probably already see, this is, it kind of matches up well in the symmetry, but this is too much, there's too much going on here compared to what's here. That's not what we like really want, you know what I mean? So yeah, let's see how, if there are like other options. Perhaps we can do one R like symmetrical or something, or try to do it symmetrical. And then the one other R we can kind of match up with the E, because as you can see, they kind of match up. They have some different properties, but so excessive noise, you insert yourself playing rugby. Ooh, ouch. That's a very good way to spend like your days, like without playing sports, I guess. So yeah, Jack is an Australian dude who has lived in the Netherlands for 6 months, and he didn't really like the bitterballen. So what also could be kind of cool is I have like a Evangelion type sketch somewhere here. Yeah, this one a little bit, and then right here. So maybe we'll like the directions of this letter go like at the top they go upwards, and at the bottom they go downwards. Maybe you can do something like that. So let's see. So there will be the top of the E, and maybe like this will be the top of the X. So well, maybe 2 down and 3 to the right. So over there, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And this can just be symmetrical, so then we'll go here 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And here the same story, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, I think, yeah. And this is just 1, 2, and 1. So like this. Okay, so now we kind of like these shapes going on. And well, at least the top shape's going on. So the X is pretty easy. So maybe it's interesting if we make that short. Like this. And we can go 1 to the right and maybe like have like square upwards. Okay, so what I kind of want is to visually make up for the closure of the letter O. Like let's say we close it straight up. I think we're not going to, but if we just had the like stripe of the E here, as you can see, this is like, it looks a little bit more empty, especially if we would make these lines a little bit more thick. So yeah, what we would like to do here is maybe close it up with things like these like little hooks. And with these hooks, we can also like use those here to close up the letter O. So now we kind of have something symmetrical, and this looks very skinny. So what we can maybe do is already try to fill these lines up a little bit. So let's see what they would kind of look like. I don't want to go get too far ahead of myself, but okay, so now we can kind of see what we would do with the X here. So what I was thinking about was maybe like going like this. Also, one other thing that I would like to mention is we could probably like round this up, but I like to round those things up on Illustrator later instead of like doing it right now. So Edo Dubs is saying T on the center. What do you mean? Also, like, just let me know if you have any questions during like the process, and I'll try to answer them as thoroughly as possible. Let's see. So what we would like to do here is we'll see if what happens if we do the R on the middle here. It's maybe an odd looking R, but we'll leave it there for a second so we can like sketch out the rest of the letters here. So we need one more R on the right. So let's see how we can mirror this kind of shape with the E. Because this line is really not, like, we can't really do this line with the E unless we like try to mirror it. I want to see if we can do it without that first, so let's just mirror the shape for a second and then we can see okay, what happens if we try to make the letter E out of this shape. And I guess we are already kind of there when we erase this line here. And this is again one of those like moments where you kind of have to fill these in, like with here, to kind of match up the thickness of the letters to let it look like visually symmetrical. What's up, Xiao? Hope you're having a chill time too, man. Oh, so you want T on the center with the R's. So like this. What's up, Kanam? I hope I pronounced your name right, like always. So the T and the A, and what would be kind of cool is if we would have the letters go to the outer, well, same like these letters, I guess, but now we can kind of match up the T and the A a little bit better. So maybe like this. We don't really need a line here. And now if we would probably remove the stem of the T here and move it over like one square. Okay, this kind of is a good base, but I want to have the are maybe like a little bit different here. So okay, so now the symmetrical part like kind of works out. Maybe like we'll fill this in a little bit better, like here. You know what I mean? But at least we have like a visual. We found a visual symmetry in our word, which is well, it's not the hardest word to make symmetrical logo for, but it's also not the easiest. You know what I mean? What's up, ZD World, Kapeng, Bruno, and Atif. I probably pronounced your name wrong, so sorry, but I don't have any references. I'm just doing this out of the top of my head. Also, what's up, Miko? How are you guys doing? So yeah, it's a little bit difficult for me to see where to go from here. So I want to also like try to see if I can like write out some letters at the top here, like full on, like here. So not symmetrical, I guess. And I'm just gonna go with maybe like a really extended typeface. So we're gonna go with the E here, the top here. This is here, it's just like one square. We're gonna go with 3. And I think we're just gonna go with 2 squares downwards. Maybe like super slanted like this, like 45 degrees. Or what we can do is, yeah, let's see where that brings us, I guess. Can always change it up later, you know what I mean? So the X is kind of hard to make, so what I like to do with the X is, okay, so we have 3 squares here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. So this is kind of the box where the X should fit in, and now we can just go like this from the outer to like outer lines. And now we kind of have the same X go in the same slant. And now we also kind of know how like these slanted lines will look like if we would probably use it on other letters. But we'll get to that later. With the O, the same story, but for now I'm just gonna go with a square O. And like a little bit of space, maybe like two squares. Now we have to find the middle, so 1.5 square, which is here. And we're still going 1 down and 2 down and 2 to the left. So here. What's up, Vicarious? You didn't really miss that much, and I think. Yeah, we did some sketches. We tried to make some visual symmetry. What's up, Sebastian? How are you doing? So yeah, I did try to make some visual symmetry, but now I'm trying to make like a full-on extended like typeface, I guess. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 again. And we just went like with 1 square in the middle. Or yeah, it wasn't 1 square. I think we have just enough space to wait, let me just check real quick. Yeah, we have just enough space, I think, to work with this. Now as you see, letter P. But yeah, as we can see, this line here with the X, it's like it goes like a half a square to the well, to the left here and one up. So let's see what that looks like. Just work one half like this, perhaps. And with the letter A, I kind of want to see if I can make it like bridge the other way around. So we can do it like this, I guess, but yeah, what I would like to do is now see if we can do it. Yes, see, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm gonna show you now like a little trick, or not a little trick, but like how I see it. So this is if we would follow the rules, you know what I mean? Like at the top here with with like these 3 squares. But it is like you know, like the full width of this letter will now be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squares, and this one is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 2 squares more than it was like it used to be, or what it like supposed to be, I guess. So I'm seeing if we can just erase those. So like this, and still is things like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it matches up in the width now, even though it's like a symmetrical like letter. Okay, so this is what we have so far. What's up, Bruno? Thank you so much. It's all kind of new to me too. I've never even like did like this stuff like this live, so it's always like new for me and like pretty exciting. But also, yeah, it's always like if I wasn't feeling like inspired, it would be very difficult to me to come up with stuff on the spot. So yeah, I hope it's good enough for you guys. What's up, Dank? How are you doing? So for the people in the chat, I have a question for you, because I like to ask this like a lot of time. What did you have on repeat this week? Perhaps it was a TV show or a movie or whatever. What kept you going through the week? Maybe it's like a cool album on Spotify, or maybe like a playlist on Spotify or something. I'm really in the mood for discovering new music, so yeah, if you have something cool, let me know. Okay, so now what I kind of want to do is see if we can round the letter O up, because it's a little too squarish for me. So I'm just gonna go and grab the square that we made the O in, and just making some soft rounded edges here. Same here with the letter R. And if you want to, you can kind of erase the guide so you can kind of see the rounding a little bit better. And now when I'm looking at it, I'm not sure about you guys, but maybe this one by the way as well. I don't really like where the legs of the are. So I want to see what happens if we move those. So I'm just going to move it closer and make it wider on this R. And just moving it up one space. The other R. And now we're just going to see, and that's the nice thing about this, is now we can just immediately compare the two letters R. So I'm just looking up at my screen right now, which is, yeah, here for me. So it's nice to have like a different view from where I'm sitting. And looking at it now, I'm not sure I dig either of those. Maybe we want to have like a rounded one as well. So we want to close this off and route it up towards here. I think that's a little bit better, right? What do you guys think? You prefer this letter R or this one? Well, I want to let you guys decide on that. Let me see what else we can do here. I think what also would be kind of cool is we would treat the letter O as a like 0, where you have like kind of like a line running through it. The new R, the second one, the last one I did. I think I kind of agree with people saying this one. This one, I don't really like how it like is supposed to touch the letter A. So I'm just gonna go, and it kind of follows like the rule of this that like square, you know, like it's the one, like every letter here fits in the same square except for the letter A. Yeah, I kind of like how it's like going like this now. So let's see where to go from here. So I want to make the letters a little bit more thick. You can see what happens if we round off the letter E, but I don't really think so. I'm looking at it now. So what I want to do now is, okay, we're going to grab the top lines here. And okay, so if we make the fake line here again, doing it really soft. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can kind of see here, right? I want to take not half like half a square, but like a quarter, I guess, and just draw it all the way through the end. And we're going to do that with all of these. So draw the full one here as well. And remember, when you're doing this, guys, the perfection comes afterwards. Like, I don't think we have time to put an illustrator today, but it's also, yeah, I think it's more important to do that like afterwards, you know. You want to get your ideas on paper first before you start doing anything else. What's up, Jackson? How are you guys doing? Hello from Russia. Any Russian designers or musicians? Good question, actually. I have seen like some like artworks and stuff by I think people who are Russian, but I don't really like remember their names properly. Same goes for music. I do remember like seeing this one music festival in Russia. Not really sure where in Russia it was, but it looked really cool. I think it was like called Future something. So listen to some drum and bass. I gotta check that out. Thanks, Excessive Noise. So we're gonna do the same thing basically with the bottom lines here. Well, the only bottom lines here are the E, the O, the other E, and perhaps we can. Yeah, okay. Now we have to go to the middle lines, and the way I like to do these is I don't want as thick as the top ones most of the times, especially with the letter E. So I'm just gonna go and draw like make them a little bit broader by hand. Same goes for the lines here because at this moment they are on the same like height as the middle line of the E. The A here as well. I think excuse me. Yeah, sure. If you guys want to recommend some Russian artists, it's really super cool as well. So yeah, for these like diagonal lines, we're gonna do the same thing. So this is 1 square, a half square, and then a quarter square. 1 square, half a square, and then a quarter square. And you want to keep these around the same width as the top and the bottom ones, but I don't recall where, but someone once said to me that those widths should kind of be very different from each other. But that's, like I said, something to look at in Illustrator instead of while sketching. You can kind of see that the letters are getting more thick. I'm gonna fill these up as well. And last but not least is I think the letter X. And I'm also going to do this just manually, just so the line width is about the same as the rest. Alright, so I think this is a fine sketch that we can use later. I kind of want to work more on this Exotero one. See if we can do something there. Maybe even try some death metal kind of style. So we're just gonna go to the new page here. And I think I need to put this as a reference. So this should be a little bit more complicated, I think. So we want to blow this up a little bit on the next page, use a full page to sketch this out. So we just want to start with the X, and I think this is the middle here. So it's going to start from this point onwards, and looking at this from the top, I think we have to go 1 or 2 spaces to the left. Wait, let me just count them. Okay, this is the middle, so there's 20 this way and 20 the other way. But yeah, like I said, guys, if you have any cool music to recommend or to inspire others with, I am also thinking about getting a what's it called? A turntable. And I know I've been saying this for a while now, but yeah, since these stores are opening back up, I kind of want to go to a record store or something. You know what I mean? So yeah, the letter X. What also could be kind of cool is if we kind of did the X a little bit different, like this maybe. And we're gonna make it a little bit more sci-fi, cyberpunkish, I guess. You know, something along the lines of this. So yeah, we'll just go. I'm just gonna go in a random direction in this way, and I'll try to replicate it symmetrical. Oh, I think I touched my microphone there with my headphones. Sorry. So let's see. I want to kind of do have some variation in the slope decrease. So this is like 45 degrees. This is also 45 degrees, and like I think this is half, like 22 and a half, because we're going like 2 squares to the right and 1 up. And perhaps now is a good time to just break it off like this. And what's cool about like these Evangelion type logos is that you can just like continue on them with a different like block, I guess. And the way we're actually gonna approach that is not this way. Let's erase that real quick. Okay, so we have this line here. We'll go like this. See, I really like where this is going. Let me just grab my bigger eraser. And let me just look at like the oh. Let me just look at one of my earlier sketches here, this one. Because there's like a very big difference in vertical and horizontal line height, I guess. So we're just gonna go, and I think we're gonna start with like a slanted rectangle. This was our middle point. So we're just gonna draw this one. Like this. So what I'm trying to do here is, let's see. We're gonna just make one arm of the letter X and see if we can do it in like kind of Evangelion, like sci-fi style. And just for a second. so this starts to feel like kind of like a good base with this, like this, the angle of this looks kind of off, especially because of this. There's like a difference between here and here. But let me make it symmetrical first, and then we can see where to go. So this should be one block in it. Yeah, almost like one block in it. Let's erase this like rectangle thing. Alright, it kind of looks like something we can start off and we could progress on. So what I want to do is just continue this line here. Go out here. Grab something like this. So go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And it goes 1 back and then 1, 2, 3 to down. So 1, 2, 3. So this doesn't add up great. Let me go from here. So we go out until this line. Like this. All right. And now let's make this go out like to here on both sides. And 2 up and to the left. And we'll close this up real quick. So the reason why I'm like making it look like kind of like a puzzle is because I want to erase some parts here and there later. Maybe like we just go and leave gaps between these, and you get kind of like this idea here with what's happening with the D. And if you've seen the Evangelion logo for the anime, you kind of know what I mean. But now that I look at it, it's really complicated looking, so I'm not really sure. So perhaps something that we can do is, so you can sketch out like the E here. Oh wait, I kind of want to go have it go the other way. Okay, so I'm just gonna remove all of this. I'm really happy with it actually. Just gonna start out from straight lines again. Oh, that wasn't my intention. And what I think we can do is, now we have like kind of like a base on where the X starts. We can also like kind of like see where our E is supposed to be going. So if we go like this, we continue this line like all the way to here. I guess these are way too high up, and also I think this doesn't add up, right? If you look at it. Yeah, this should be here. So we go here and we go 2 lines out, and then we go all the way back to this point here. I'm gonna cut these off like somewhere here, I think. We'll see about that later. But now that I look at this, I want to move that over like 1 space, so I'm gonna go here. Maybe even here. Like leaving like very little space. Kind of close everything in. What's up, Marcos? So let's see if we can mirror this. Maybe we shouldn't even like close the O, like we discussed earlier in the video or in the live stream. Let's see what happens if we like fill this in. Doesn't really look like an E yet, but it's supposed to. But it will start looking like it like once we add it like a like this horn or something, you know, to make it look like the middle like stripe or line. So this goes 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes out 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces, and okay, 4 down. And I go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And one up. So one up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll draw this line. Like that. And this goes one line in. And these line widths don't really make sense yet, but I just want to get these shapes right before we go into like line width and stuff like that. I am actually left-handed, Winston. It's not mirrored. It's very annoying because always when I sketch, I always like, or when I write, I always like smudge out like my writing, which is very annoying. So yeah, we could kind of close this off if you wanted to. Firstly, I want to go one of these, like, they look like bunny ears to me. These like the top of the X here, so I want to keep that like this. And what could be really cool is maybe like a skull here in the middle, in the end. I don't really want to focus on that because this is like a lettering video. But yeah, it could be cool. So let's see. So the word at the bottom will be Terra, and okay, we did it this way. Kind of want to like define where the bottom of the X will be. And now we kind of have some room to see where the R is supposed to be. So this really doesn't look like an R, does it? This now kind of looks more like an R, but maybe it should be a little bit bigger though. So delete this, or delete. I'm not working in Photoshop though. You're erasing stuff, you're not deleting it. For president. I'm not sure if I would ever go into politics, bro. So yeah, this is kind of supposed to look like an R, but I just want to see where the rest of the letters are going, and then we can fix this mess of an R. Thank you so much, Shio. Where I get inspiration from is, well, like a lot of stuff. I actually have a video on it where I talk about 5 ways I get where I get inspiration from, but most of those are books, Instagram, and Pinterest. But yeah, also video games, anime, like stuff like that as well. I actually never made a typeface, and that's because I don't really think I'm good enough to make one. But yeah, it would be really cool to do that one day, like a Dreadlabs typeface. That would also be really cool, Ari. I think it would be really cool as well. As I think for the next contest, I want to do something where I like do a little setup, and you guys have to. The contest is like for you guys to finish the design or something. You know what I mean? So I'm not really sure if we should keep it like going straight, so the actual like kind of like line is off, because I don't really think that that's. But what could be cool is if we do it like maybe like more like this. You know what I mean? Like. But then it's a little bit more difficult to use the A, I guess. So perhaps we should do something with the E and the R then. So let's see. Although no, I don't want to do the same E here, because we have like we also need to put the T in there. I'm thinking about mirroring the E. I want to see what that looks like, or what that will look like. So I want to go one away and then one up. What's up, Lucas? Thank you so much. So cool to hear that people like from Brazil are like watching me from the Netherlands doing my thing, you know. So now I'm gonna do the other line here as well. And let's see. What if we go up with the R? Maybe that's possible. Here it gets a little bit difficult because like with the E, you don't want to really go. With the R, the leg of the R will go this way, and the E, you can't really like. Well, yeah, this would look weird, right? You know what I mean? This doesn't really look like an E anymore, especially compared to this. But I'm actually gonna leave it in for now, so we can, yeah, build that same symmetry again, but then a little bit differently. So I'm writing down Exoterra. I've done some like sketches already here. It's for a new concept that I'm working on, and yeah, I thought like let's sketch out some logos and show you guys my process of like doing these. So. Okay, guys, I gotta be honest with you guys. I don't really feel this one. Let's see what we can do with like here. I just want to do like a lot of sketches, and yeah, we can kind of decide on like later on in the design process on which one we should go with. But for now, I think it's, yeah, I think it's not gonna work. At least this design here. So, 8, 2, 3, 4, 6. Okay. So I kind of like it here where it's like not really rounded off, but with the like 45-degree angles. It's also kind of easy to make some interesting shapes like the X here. So maybe we should go with that, like here, and I'll try to write down Terra. I think we went with a 6 like blocks in width and 1, 2, 3, 4 in height. So let's see what happens if we try to write down Terra. Something like this, perhaps. Maybe we should go with one down. Then we can go in like this. Maybe something like that. So Exoterra is a event concept that I'm working on. What's up, Divine? I'm sorry, I can't really like. I think it's Russian, right? I think I can't really like read what it says. Sorry. Talk about shapes. You often think about shape language or deliberately using them in your work. Yeah, I actually really do. And if you want like a really aggressive, for example, like some really aggressive shapes, these ones are like, this isn't like smooth at all. It's really spiky. It goes like every other direction, you know. Here it's like, this is more streamlined. It goes only like in either like diagonal directions or like straight directions. And let's see if we have like a sketch for a death metal thing here. Yeah, for example, this Slammer logo here. It's more graceful, I guess. And then yeah, where's it? So this one is also like pretty aggressive, you know, like very there's like so much going on, and the more like the busier it gets, I guess, the more aggressive your designs will look like, I guess. That makes sense. So if you guys are up for it, I still have a little bit more time. So if we try to finish this, like the Terra here, I can see if we can do some like heavy metal typing in on my iPad. If it's, I think it's fully charged. I'm not really sure about my how do you call it, like my Apple Pencil. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm now gonna just charge it just now, and then it will be ready in like 10 minutes, I guess. Yeah, Lucas, it's more technological because it's I guess it's because it's used geometrical shapes, I guess, right? Right, so my Apple Pencil's charging. Sorry guys for the little delay. But we're back and I'm gonna try to finish this up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see what happens if we do approach it a little bit differently this time. Or if we do this, but then like one row up. Looks a little bit more cryptic, but I think I prefer this one. What do you guys think? Yeah, it looks a little bit weird. Let's see how to fix this. I'm just gonna go with this one, I guess. We can go upwards. Have it like super blocky in here, like this. Okay, so I think I have like this piece of paper that I can stick on behind here, and then we can use like a fine liner to make the letters a little bit more thick. Or maybe like a brush marker or something like that. What happens if we like try to use a medium brush pen? And this is a fine brush pen. It's a little bit better. What's up, Jackson? How are you doing? So yeah, the Exoterra concept is something otherworldly. It's based around the fictional universe of Dreadlabs. If you want to learn more about that, there's a world building live stream on my channel. I think it was live streamed last November or something, so that's a few months ago. But yeah, this basically goes over like the fictional world that Exoterra will be based on. There's quite a bit of noise going around my apartment. I think someone's moving in. At least it sounds like that. They're lifting heavy furniture or something. So yeah, if the microphone picks up on that, I'm sorry. I hope to start like hiring a studio soon. Where I can like record Dreadlabs videos and live streams in a soundproof like recording studio. That would be really cool. I don't know why I always find it when I like ink my sketches like this, if it's whether it's an illustration, a lettering project like this, or like something else, it always comes to life, I guess. You know what I mean? Like it looks so much better just because the lines are. You can just see them better, I think, if you know what I mean. Oh, also for people in the chat, Lucas, so if you're wanting to get feedback, I was wondering, would there be interest in people like having a like an extra Patreon tier or something, where I would like go over and review your work or something like that? Would that be something you're interested in? And I could give you like hands-on feedback. I was also wondering, like, what I did a few weeks ago is I had a design session, and people who would super chat or like donate, they would get like a review, like live on the live stream. There were quite a few people who did it, and it was really cool to do. But yeah, maybe would that be interesting for like a full separate live stream, or would you guys like not be into that? All right, so we have the Terra thing here. Let me just grab my iPad and see if we can yeah, if we can draw something with the iPad. And also I'll type the link to the Discord. In the chat right now. Yeah, just a second, I'll be right back. So let's see, is this visible enough? That's the question. So it's kind of hard to see, so let me see if I can adjust the camera a little bit. I think we don't need the light anymore. Perhaps like this. think I should just link this up real quick. I'm kind of going off book here. If you guys want me to keep sketching, that's also possible. But like a lot of people have been responding to my short video here that I posted on Wednesday, where I made a full-on metal type. And a lot of people wanted to see the full process of it, so I was like, maybe we can just try to do it. And I'll keep my sketchbook here. See if we can try something. So the first like layer that we're gonna do is, okay, so we have like 40 minutes or something now. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to canvas. So you can also do this in Photoshop, but I'm going to do this in Procreate as I'm working on an iPad now. I'm adding a drawing guide, and I'm going to edit the drawing guide. Going to symmetry, and I'll keep the symmetry on for just a vertical one. And now when I draw something, it's symmetrical. And also I think yeah, I just posted the link to the Discord. Anyways, the first thing you want to do is see if you can like write out the letters in Mirror, or what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go and sketch out the letters. And obviously because it's mirrored, it's not gonna look like normal. But yeah, I'll show you guys what I mean real quick. So yeah, the X obviously will be symmetrical, you know what I mean? Because it's symmetrical letter. This perhaps. And then, okay, so the E and the O are obviously very different letters. So what we can do is go here. And yeah, where the like the point of the E is, what we can do now is if we turn off our drawing guide, or assisted drawing, sorry, we just close this and erase this part. And that's basically the way I'm going about like sketching these out. And now I look at it, my canvas is a little bit big, so what I'm going to do is, where is it? Move this up a little bit. And the X isn't really like closed properly here, so I'll do that real quick. And it doesn't really matter at this point if you use the assisted drawing route. It's just like because it's just a sketch at this point, you know what I mean? So yeah, what I'm gonna do now is see if we can, I don't know if you guys can see it properly. I'm just keeping this next to it so you guys can see my sketches from before. They're looking really red, aren't they? Anyways. So what I want to do with the, I'm just gonna leave the middle letter out for a second, and we're gonna go with the T and the E and the second R and the A. So and again, I can turn off my drawing assist now, and with the E, it's I think fairly easy because just go something like this. With the T, it's a little bit harder, I think, because you want to make sure that these two like outer lines are being the same, because yeah, they determine like how your like letters are weighted and shaped. So I'm just gonna remove these and try them in a different way. Maybe with the centered around the A, or maybe centered around the T. Sorry. And yeah, it's so shameful. Like if you would do it like this, then the T would add up, but the A would be a little bit more difficult. Wait. We can kind of do it like this, perhaps. Like, and now if I turn off the drawing assist again, we remove this part. You make it so that the T will be looking like maybe like a little bit longer. The legs here. So this kind of looks alright to me for now. Now we're just gonna try the letter R in the middle. And I'm actually gonna leave the drawing assist on again, even though I know this is not gonna work out properly. What I can do now is I have the general shape, at least on the left, and now we can just erase this part again. Now looking at it, I don't really like this. I think I want to go with like, why is it transparent? What brush am I using? Oh, okay. I'm using the wrong like eraser brush, so let me just use the one that I always use. And I'm still not fond of this R. Let's see. Let me look at your chat real quick. What's up, Adian? How are you doing? Maybe like a little more simple like this. I like these long like outlines here. Yeah, probably a little bit hard to read. Yeah, but it doesn't really matter, in my opinion. Because, you know, like these heavy death metal things are always kind of hard to read. So now that we have this, I kind of want to transform it. Maybe it should be like a little bit more flat like this. But let me just duplicate the original first. We'll turn this off. And then we'll flatten this. And move this up a little bit. And now what we're going to do is lower the opacity like really low. And now we kind of have like a guide, you know, like a guide that we can use to start an actual like second version of this sketch, I guess. So the next thing you want to do is like lower your brush, kind of like the size, and we'll turn off we'll turn on the drawing assist. And let's see. Can create some like cool tribal like looking shapes. And again, also this part is not really like part of the final logo yet, so don't worry about making mistakes at this point. It's all about getting your idea, well, not on paper this time, but like, you know what I mean? So try this part here. And the cool thing about this is now we have this fill-in line here, and I want to show you something that, a little bit later on in the process. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, fine now, I guess. So we have these shapes down now. Let me just fill these in so they kind of work out. And now, as you can see, this part starts or stops making sense, I guess. So what we can do is we can just delete this part here, and we'll delete the lines here. What we can do is just fill this in until it fits in here, and do the same thing here. Make the stripe here, and now if you would want to fill this up, let's make sure that it's actually close in here. So I think it's fine for now. Okay, you already can get kind of like an idea of what we're doing here, you know what I mean? And now that you look at it, is the iPad a little bit small? I guess we could lower the camera a little bit. I wanted to have the sketches here next to it. Thank you so much, Kevin. So yeah, what we can, okay, so question for you guys in the chat. What's wrong? Well, not particularly wrong at this point, but what should we fix before we would actually release this as a logo? I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, that's enough. So these letters from the X are way thicker than these ones. So what we want to do is we're going to give that more body. So we're going to turn on, not going to turn on clip mask, we're going to turn on drawing assist again. And these lines work fine, but I want to extend this a little bit further on. And what we can do is like just go like this. And these kinds of things, you can just notice them better once you fill the letters in, which is really nice. We're going to do the same thing here. In. Well, it's not sharp enough because it's a sketch memo. We're just in the second phase. We're just defining the shape instead of like finishing it up. Anyways. I think we can just bite a little piece out of here. There. Alright, so now these lines are kind of like, we can just try to fill these in a little bit better. Like this. And this looks a little bit better already, I think. Maybe this should be filled in a little bit later, but we can do this afterwards. Let's just define the rest of the letters first. So next up is the E and the R. This is the part where, you know, yeah, the symmetry kind of works in like these legs here, but we should really change those up. So I'm just gonna keep them here for now and then define the rest of the letters, and then we can just start erasing those. These first. You can go with a line like this, perhaps. I can make another spike here. And then, yeah, I'm gonna fix the like non-symmetry parts later. As of this thing, okay, I'm gonna do this in a separate layer because I think I'm gonna erase some parts out of it later. Put on the drawing assist first. So I was going across the rest of the like logo, but that will be fixed in post. Just gonna erase those parts out where they clash, or maybe even like glue them together. I'm not really sure. I turn the drawing assist off. Erase this line here. Let's see. And I'm going to just fix this one up. I almost completely forgot what letter it was supposed to be. Right. Alright. Oh wait, I still have my assistant drawing on. I'm an idiot. Now I have to turn this back into an E. Just delete this part. And we're back. Alright, ASAPs, good question. I hope anyone in the chat can help you out with that, really, because... Yeah, sorry, I've been so focused on this that it's really hard to think about anything else at the moment. I'm sorry. So yeah, something that I already see before we even like start filling it in is that the R here, we need to go into we need to do this a little bit differently. It needs to be... It needs to be more, there was really beefy up there and we didn't really need that. Alright, so we can just merge this down now, I think. And we can fill in the rest. Alright. And now that I look at it, we should... This R should have like a longer leg, I guess. It's always nice to use this because now we're just in a phase that we can make adjustments without feeling bad because we were like ruining our finalized logo thing here. So I think we're just gonna beef everything up a little bit. So I'm turning on, or maybe I'm not even gonna turn on the drawing assist now. I'm just gonna go with like smooth line, or not smooth lines, but it doesn't really have to be that symmetrical, I guess, at this point. Just gonna always like go back into that later, I guess. We can also just turn it on if we want to, so we're not like restricted to anything, you know. We can do just this, and because this part is, I think, the same with the T and the A here, yeah, that's no problem. And then we can just turn it off again, easy as that. And I want like a sharp line here to resemble the A a little bit better. And then I think we should go to the R and the E. Alright, and now we need to turn it off again. We erase this line here. Let's see. Alright, it's looking a little better now. Let me just look at it from the screen. Yeah, this should be a little bit broader. I'm really sure about this middle A though, because I like how this R is looking. Maybe we can just bump this like little dent in there. But yeah. Maybe the leg should go out like this and like this or something, you know what I mean? Not really sure yet. Let's see what happens if we do something like that. this looks weird, so let's just erase this part here. Do something like this. And then we need to break this part in the middle up here. So select a little bit of an R. I use the wrong brush for my eraser. Doesn't really matter though. Now we can just go like this to make it a little bit more similar to the second R. You know what I mean? Like it starts looking more like a blade. We can try to replicate this as well. Alright, looks well, it looks very sloppy, but the R itself, like the form, looks a little better in my opinion. Maybe also with the hook on here or something like this. But yeah, I find it like that it starts looking more like an A once we do that. Anyways, I'm quite happy with this. Let me just see. I just want to make this a little more thin already, because it was getting really like super thick in there, and it's a little bit too much, I guess. Oh wow, my drawing assist should have been on there. Right, let's see, we are almost 2 hours in now. Let me just go over the process that we made so far. So this is the, I'll just turn this back one off. So yeah, this is the sketch that we came up with the death metal one. It's easier to sketch because we are in working in an iPad. Then there's also, well, we started out with this Exoterra here because it's a word we want to write down. And we kind of had this idea at first, like the symmetrical one, and then I also really like this, like, well, non-symmetrical one, and the extended typeface here, as well as this, like, Exoterra thing that we did here. I'm not really sure about this part, but yeah, I kind of like where we ended up. Let's see. I kind of want to continue for like maybe another. Okay, so I want to kind of go back to sketching now. Maybe do it like for 10 more minutes or something, and then call it a day. What's up, Jovic? So I'm using an. Actually, I don't know what kind of iPad I have. Let me just check. So it's an iPad 6th generation, no iPad Pro or whatever, just 180 gigabytes. I basically only use this for drawing, and I also have a, I don't know if you can see it, it has a paper-like screen protector on it. You can see like a lot of the scratches now. Those are all from this thing. Where is it? Here. But yeah. So yeah, this is basically the way that I go about doing these. This is something for a video fairly soon. It's still like we're planning on releasing this. It has to be re-recorded because the video was kind of like, yeah, didn't really work out. So we had to re-record it. Yeah, okay, so I want to leave the decision to you guys. Should I do try to work on this sketch a little bit more, or do you guys want me to see if we can come up with some more ideas with my pencil before I end it off? Because next week I want to go and see if we can do maybe like some refined sketches, and even perhaps some like putting the logos into Illustrator, but I'm not really sure. Can't promise you that because this process just takes a long time. But yeah, I want to leave you the decision up to you. So if you guys want me to continue on this part for like 10 more minutes or on this part, let me know in the chat. And in the meanwhile, I'm getting a glass of water real quick. No gin this time. All right, so I think we have a response. No, not yet. Or it might just be my internet. All right, so I think we're gonna continue on the paper then, because I want this to be more about sketching instead of like finalizing, and I think paper is just a better way to do that. Robotic futuristic one, good idea. I'm still kind of bummed out that we weren't really like able to do the Evangelion one. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just going to bring that logo up. And see if we can do like a futuristic version of that. So let's see what happens there. Okay. So if we would do that Evangelion thing, I think we just have to go with the. I don't know if you guys know what that logo looks like. Let me show you on my iPad real quick, because it's maybe easier. Okay, so we have the logo here, and we. So what could be really cool is if we have the orange parts here, we use EXO, and then for the Evangelion part here, we use the Terra lettering, and we can just use an existing font for that. So maybe we should try that. I'm just gonna do that, I think. So let's see. We'll start here in the middle. Perhaps we should do something like this. we'll go with an angle of 45 degrees and then down here. Oh. Sorry about that, guys. It was an alarm that I set off. Anyway, if you go like this, we don't go we go like 2.5 lines in. So what have you guys planned for the weekend? Let me know in the chat. I'm wondering. Yeah, I am celebrating my girlfriend's birthday on Sunday, and I'm celebrating one of my friends' my friends are twins, and I'm gonna celebrate their birthday tomorrow. So pretty busy weekend for me, but nothing work related at least. So yeah, it's nice to take a break for every once in a while, I guess. I mean, I love what I do. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, sometimes it's just nice to take a break, you know. Like this. I'm not really sure about the top here. It looks a little bit off. So what I'm gonna do is it? I don't like what's happening in the bottom though, I think. Not sure about this part. Perhaps we should do something like this. So yeah, I've watched Evangelion actually, but that's I think the final or like that's the last anime I've watched, and I watched it I think last year somewhere. Like I think I finished watching it a year ago. It was pretty fun, but the ending was like I don't know. I think it's just not for me. You know, it was a little bit too complicated for me personally. But yeah, I liked it nonetheless. And Cowboy Bebop, that's still on my list actually. It would be pretty cool to watch that. So I kind of want to see if we can break things up here as well, because I think the symmetry like kind of ruins what I'm going for here. So let's see what happens if we do this. So we'll go 4 up and 1 to the left here, like this. right now we kind of have, we can break this up later if we want to here. I don't want it to look like their eyes or something. No, so we're just gonna erase these and see if we can. See if this starts to make sense now. I guess. I'm just gonna leave this middle part out. Perhaps that's the way to go here. And once I do the rest of the letters, we can do something with the here in the middle and see what's supposed to be in there. You know what I mean? So I think for the top like line of the E, this. And then the other like line should go, I guess, like this or something. Okay. Thank you so much, Luel. Yeah, I love the intro music of Cowboy Bebop. I haven't seen the anime yet, but I love the intro song. I used to listen to like this trap remix of that song, and it was really cool. Maybe I'm gonna like make dinner and like watch the first episode. Would be cool. Is it on Netflix? I hope it's on Netflix. Because Evangelion is, right? Actually, I wanted to go to skinnier at this part. We can just go with like a super thin line here. And now we kind of need to replicate it on the other side. And now this is where it starts to get complicated because I really like where this E is going. And I'm not really sure about these parts now. So I think what I'm gonna do is erase this part. It's a little bit hard. Okay, let me just firstly draw the O where it's supposed to be according to this, and then we can just always erase it and place it, like move it over later. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we can just draw a dot here. And here goes 1.5 up and 1 to the right, so that's here. And then from this point onward, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. And from there on we go 1 to the right and 1 up. 1 to the right and 2 up, sorry. So now we have the frames of this next like rectangle, which is going to define the letter O. And I'm going to do the same here. So let's go with. Okay, so this is the middle point here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4.5. Was it 4.5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. And then from there on it goes like 1, 2, 3.5, I guess. So to here. And it just goes well, two to the right and 2 down. Yes. Here it just goes 1 down and like half block to the right. All right. Yeah, the Dutch Netflix is really like lacking lately. But I'll look it up. I've also like watched the first season of what's it called? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I think like some of my friends told me to watch it, and I've been seeing it all over the internet, so I guess I had to watch it. It's pretty fun, but I'm not really sure if I will watch the rest of it, because there's only like 1 season on Netflix, and I don't really feel like going out of my way to watch another show anywhere else. You know what I mean? So now, okay, so yeah, as you can see, the E and the O kind of look cool. I'm just gonna erase the X here. And I think what we'll do, yeah, I originally had the EXO a little bit bigger in my mind, so I think what we're gonna do is see if we can just draw it next to the E here, and then we can also always just move this like a few blocks over later. So let's see. Oh, did I move my camera here? Sorry. This is a little bit difficult for me. Okay, I think this like line here should go more like this. So we should follow this line, I guess. What's up, Rethik? I hope I pronounced your name correctly. How are you doing? All right. Maybe I should just dive into it with like watching with some friends or something. You know, that would be kind of cool. Let's see. We can continue this line, perhaps, and we can go here and then here. we kind of need like a bridge, you know what I mean? So something that would... So now we kind of have like this W looking thing. And directly underneath this point, we should have this one. Yeah. This doesn't add up, does it? Oh wait, yeah, I'm doing this wrong. I think this is correctly right. Should be. It's starting to look like something pretty cool, I think. So we'll have 1, 1.5, 3.5, 4.5. I will put 1 to the right, 2.5. Okay. Is this it? Should it go right here? I feel like it should go here. I think next time, like when this notebook is full, what's up, Valhalla Designs? Oh wait, I got your name right. That's your first. Cool. So yeah, the thing is, like when I finish with this dotted notebook, I'm buying a bigger one because now I have to work with like half dots, and like the bigger your notebook, the bigger you can sketch, and you don't have to deal with that, I guess. Let's see. So I have 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, I did it wrong. It should be here. And then we need to go here. And then this one, I think. Can I be right for change? I think. No, it looks so weird. Wait, what it... Oh. is more like it. Okay, now we can finally move this thing over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we go 1.5 up. And what was it again? 1, 2, 3, 4. So then 2 down this. Close it. And now we can just erase the rest of the letter O here. Alright, I think we're getting there. I'm still not sure about the X though, but at least the spacing adds up. So it was 3.5, right? So yeah, 1, 2, 3. And then this was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so now we can close this one up. Yeah, you're right for all designs, but it's always like if you have the symmetry right in terms of like with the dotted part, then you can just bring it into Illustrator, and then you can snap these dots to the grid of your Illustrator, and it just makes the process go faster like at that point, which is why I prefer to do it as thoroughly as I can at this point in time. Okay, so now we can just like do it in something for the E here, and in terms of the X, let's like make this one shape. Yeah, I kind of like the shape in the middle here, but I'm not really fond of these yet. So maybe if we add some things, these. Take a bite out of here. This, and we can erase the outer lines. That. Okay, that starts to look a little bit better, but I'm not still like, it's not really still like an X. So if we like put some stuff in the middle here, to kind of link them up, you know what I mean? Maybe if I bring the camera a little bit closer. So you guys can see it a little bit better. There's like a little bit of extra space in between here compared to the rest of this. So perhaps if we take this part and take it out, and then we can just erase it. Gives a little bit more detail to these just otherwise rectangular shapes. Same goes here. We can do like some extended version of the rectangle. Oh, bumped into my microphone again. Same as this here. Okay, it starts to look like more of a mechanical, futuristic logo, I think, right? Yes, Luca, you're right. I'm left-handed. All right. So what I maybe want to do now is okay, I kind of want to sharpen the edges of all of the shapes here, so we kind of have like a definitive sketch that we can drag into Illustrator in the next episode. So that's what I'm thinking of doing now. So I'm going over all of the lines to make them a little bit more harsh. And how I would do this normally, but I don't have it set up yet for the stream, is I have like a tracing table, which is like a table that emits light upwards, and I would just keep like a piece of paper underneath here, so we can just trace it onto another piece of paper with a fine liner, and we can have a more detailed, or we can have like a sharper sketch, I guess. Lefty more creative, yeah, maybe. That's what they say, right? So I cannot really tell you too much about this yet, but there's a pack coming to the Dreadlabs bookstore that kind of complement this style like really nicely. But more on that real soon. So now we'll just go and softly erase the like unnecessary like lines, I guess. Alright, so I guess this is the end result. What's up, FDS? How are you doing, man? Love back from the Netherlands. You need creativity to live in a right hand hole. Yeah, I'm not really into sports anyways. Anyways, guys, yeah, just quick overview of what we did today. We started out with these sketches here, the Exoterra ones. So the kind of like brief, I guess, from today was come up with some logo concepts for Exoterra, which is a concept that I'm working on behind the scenes. And we tried some like extended ones, some symmetrical ones, and even like some futuristic ones to see where we came up. These are the second phase of these sketches, and then we ended up with this in the end. And then next to that, we also did this one. More of like a heavy metal kind of thing. So yeah, these were the ones that I'm planning on working on like in the next stream. And yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. So if you want to get like the project files of all of my tutorials and probably the end of the result of this one in the future as well, you can become a patron. And that's not the only thing you get when you become a patron, because you also get, besides getting access to all of my project files, you'll also get a 15% discount in the Dreadlabs web store, as well as a Discord role named Dreadlabs Insider, and you'll get access to an exclusive Patreon channel. So yeah, there's that. If you want to get some assets for yourself, you can get them at dreadlabs.net. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so, because I have a lot of tutorials on my channel. And I'm live streaming every Friday, and every other Wednesday I'm doing a live podcast about creativity and lifestyle stuff. So yeah, if you are not a member of the community yet, you can just do so by subscribing and maybe even join us on Discord. And with that being said, I want to thank you so much for watching. This was Tom from Dreadlabs tuning out, and I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Bye bye.